Loop 11 and a half. Beep, beep. A patient's pulse sounded on its own after a long effort to pump the heart. The intern immediately stepped out of bed, breathing, and looked proudly at the vital signs on the monitor. His eyes shone with excitement. This must be his first time experiencing this feeling. It was a feeling of great joy to save a patient with his own hands. Doctors don't use magic to heal, but knowledge and patience during the 6 years of study to make what other people call a miracle. I walked and stood beside Nong intern, a newbie, and put my hand on his shoulder it lightly as a congratulation. Professor Tin, there was a red triage coming. A young nurse walked quickly toward me. Okay, I left the intern and went straight to a case that had just been pushed in. He was a young man lying on an orange board. There were blood stains all over his body. With one glance, I knew right away that this case had been in a traffic accident, and now he was unconscious. The first thing I did was pat the patient on the shoulder. The patient was no longer responding, followed by finding the pulse in the neck. Can't feel the pulse. Start the CPR. I waved my hand to call my boyfriend, who had just come out of the airport door. Paul turned to see me and dragged his bag straight towards me. I helped him carry the heavy bag into the back of the car and took him into the car. Paul fastened his seatbelt and turned to look at me. How are you? He turned to smile widely before shifting gears. Are you hungry? Let's go eat something before going to my house. I'll take you to eat the most delicious slow papaya salad in the entire world. It's a new store. The pickled fish is so damn good. 18. Saul looked at me without blinking. Yes. I hit the turn signal to leave the airport. Miss you. Saul said quietly and looked at his hand. In my view, I almost screamed. I wanted to park on the side of the road and jump to him. I wanted to kiss and do many things after that, but I had to stop myself until we were home. I miss you too. I reached out to rub his hair. During that time, he cut his hair shorter than usual and dyed his hair completely black. Made him look much more mature. How's your work? It's not easy. My dad had to help me too. Paul laid his head on the seat and closed his eyes. I'm glad to be out here and rest. If the employee in the position of the president's son wants to take a rest, you can rest whenever you want, I said while laughing. Does he mind when he knows that you're coming to see me? Yes. He said I'm coming to see Pitin again. When will you tell him to move to Bangkok to work? Tal said. But my dad is okay if I move here to stay with you. Yes, the workplace has become a major concern for both of us right now. After graduating, I had to come back to pay for my student loan for the hospital that sent me to study. That is the hometown hospital in the northeastern province. After I graduated, they promoted me to the position of emergency room staff and nurse's favorite position. Professor Tin was very famous, not sure if it was because of my handsome face or because of the snacks from Bangkok that I bought to give away on the first day I came to work here. But one thing was for sure, I felt the love and warmth that everyone gave me as a person who came from the same place. As for Nong Tol, he did what he intended to do. That was to help take care of Oat's drinking water factory. Working in the management field was exactly what he had studied. Tol was knowledgeable in management and finance. He was a very good advisor to me who calculated incorrectly. Both of our jobs were good. The only problem was the distance. I intended to work and pay back all the student loans, then apply for jobs near Bangkok. Paul said he had no problem traveling around, as long as we call each other every day is enough. I want to stay with you in Bangkok. I'll try to find a way. I promised him earlier that one day we would live together as a married couple, though we didn't get married because we were afraid of losing our vows. Tomorrow I have taken a day off. Wake up early so we can go to Laos together. Okay. Tal looked on both sides of the road silently, which was normal for people who talk less like him. I've already used to very to every attitude of my boyfriend. When he was mad, stressed, overthinking, excited, worried, I could see it all without him have saying. After taking him to dinner at the newly opened Isan restaurant, I brought him home. Since it wasn't the first time I took Tal home, I didn't have to worry as much as the first time. Tal was so stressed that he almost exploded because he was afraid of my mom. When I opened the door, Dr. Tool was lying in front of the TV. I'm back, Dr. Tool, I greeted my father. Good evening, Dr. Tin. He turned to look at me and made a shocked face when he saw a guest. My father immediately sat up straight. Oh, Nong Tol, how are you? Are you coming here to see Dr. Tin again? Tol raised his hand to eye my father. Hello, father. I told you that my boyfriend is coming to sleep over. How forgetful. I dragged Tol's bag into the house. Where's mom? Mom went to eat with the other teachers. She will be home in the evening. My father stood up and helped carry the bag, which I could only dodge the other way. I'll hold it, Dad. It's heavy, so I'll go upstairs first. When Mom comes back, I'll bring him down to meet again. Okay. Dad turned to smile widely at Tal. You can make yourself comfortable as if you were at your own home. Tal bowed a little as a thank you, then followed me up to the second floor. My house may not be as luxurious as my sister's house, but the warmth was guaranteed. My bedroom was filled with memories. I grew up in this room, a room for the reading exam, resting, practicing the guitar, singing with my friends, and the room where I can spend the night with one I love. I've never brought a woman to this room. Tol was the first person to allow access to my privacy. I walked to stand beside Tol, who was looking at my basketball anime poster that I placed on the wall. It was up there for 10 years. Its color has faded over time. Haven't taken it out yet. It's not pretty anymore, said Tol, pointing at the poster. I laughed a little. Leave it like that. It reminds me of my childhood. I looked at the anime character. I wanted to be a basketball player, but the voice in my heart called for me to study medicine to save lives since my sister died. I chose not to take part in the sports clubs in order to have time to come back and study for exams. I was overworked. I also wanted to be an athlete. Tal raised his hand and patted his chest. But I have a heart disease. I laughed. So we're not that different. Didn't follow a dream. But you are much cooler than me. You didn't follow your dream, but you continued with other people's dreams. You can extend for other people. Tal turned to look at me. Thank you for saving my life. I took a deep breath and exhaled slowly to calm myself down. If I don't help you, I won't be able to move on. But that's not the only reason why I want to help you. If I don't love you, I won't be able to stand it. What kind of person would agree to do the same thing repeatedly to save one person from dying? It's tiring, right? My hands moved to hold Doll's hand and held it tightly. Doll held my hand tight in response to what I said. Doll's lips smiled slightly. Are you still tired? Nope, it's gone. I leaned down to his face. He turned around and looked up and gave me a light kiss on the corner of my mouth. Doll backed off and gave me the widest smile I had ever seen. It was the smile that could open the world, the brightest smile I've ever seen. Stay with me forever, I said in the sweetest tone I had ever said. Okay, Doll replied in short, but his expression explained many feelings inside, which I could recognize without him saying anything. End of loop 11 and a half.